If you've been crossing your fingers that one piece of content is finally going to go viral and flood your business with clients, this is for you. Listen up. Because you're probably getting those occasional bursts of attention, maybe a few followers here, a few followers there, but nothing's actually predictable. Well, in this video, I'm going to show you why relying on this viral luck is a shaky foundation for your business and reveal a very powerful tool called the Pain Matrix that will get you these clients more effortlessly, that will smoothen out this curve for you. So the reason I'm saying this is because you're probably spending hours creating content, hoping something sticks, and maybe even watching those viral success stories from content coaches telling you, virality is what you need, and you're like, okay, yep, this is what I need. But the truth is, chasing this viral fame is a lot more like winning a lottery. You might win, yes, but at what cost, right? The odds are stacked way against your favor. And it doesn't even guarantee that you're going to win the best clients, because something that goes viral and broad is going to get unqualified leads as well, right? So you're not going to get those people who are truly aligned to you, to your offer, and what you do. So meanwhile, you're left with empty calendar, or even if you have a full calendar, it's going to be a calendar with the wrong people, with bad fits, unqualified leads. And so you're constantly worried where those dream clients are going to come from. What if I told you, though, that there is a way, and it's actually much more predictable and reliable to attract the clients that you need, right? It doesn't involve begging the algorithm for attention or crossing your fingers for viral hits. The secret actually lies in a very simple thing, in a very deep understanding of your prospects, your clients' specific pains. They need to have someone who's going to communicate that thing to them so that they can trust them, right? And that is the number one precursor to trust, is finding someone at the base level. So what is that thing that keeps them up at night, and what are they searching solutions actively for? And the Pain Matrix is actually going to give you that information, that clarity that you've been missing, so that you can finally speak directly to these points, to these needs, so that you become the obvious choice. You become the only choice, so that you do not need to go viral. You do not need a lot of views to actually make this thing work. Because I've talked and seen countless other coaches go from this viral content trap, and once they started implementing this Pain Matrix, they started seeing dramatic results in basically in the consistency of their leads and the quality of their leads as well. So it's twofold. So they started attracting instead of just hoping people come to them, right? So in this video, I'm going to walk you through how this can be done, what the Pain Matrix is, and most importantly, how understanding this will help you finally build that consistent stream of ideal clients that you've been working hard to get, right? Because 99% of coaches, 98% of coaches, they make assumptions on their messaging, right? Because they don't know these touch points, and because they don't know this, they hope for virality again and again and again and again, because they've been trained that making more is going to lead to more viral hits. But that's the wrong lesson to learn from it, right? And then because of that, they are going to experience the feast or famine cycles of not enough clients. One client in one month, five on another, and they're like in this constant roller coaster, right? And then because of that, they get frustrated. They feel like they have no control in their business, and they're sad, rightfully so. Now, there is another group of coaches who are using this Pain Matrix to understand the real pains and frustrations of their clients, so that they can craft offers that speak to those frustrations directly. And they don't need viral hits, they don't need a lot of views to make this work, right? And then as a result, they can create compelling content that is going to create a very direct connection with those people. And then because of that, they're going to get a consistent flow of ideal clients, because they are based on quality instead of just quantity, right? So for you to understand what this Pain Matrix, what it really is, you need to understand that there are basically three key things that make up the Pain Matrix, right? The first one is the obvious pain, or what we call the surface level pain. This is the thing that people admit publicly that they have, right? Someone might say, "Hey, I have X, Y, and Z pain." Publicly, if they do admit that publicly, then it's an obvious pain or a surface level pain that they're actively searching solutions for, but not necessarily is it specific to them or to their situation, if that makes sense. Second piece is going to go a little bit deeper, which is the hidden frustration. This is how the problem, the obvious pain, is going to make them feel. Now, this is not publicly disclosed because, there's ego involved in this, so it is not publicly involved. But it is also the most powerful if spoken to. That's the key here, okay? Third piece is the desire. This is the ultimate transformation that they're seeking when all of those pains have been eradicated. So now that you know what this is made up of, then how do you actually leverage this process to create your own matrix and use that to craft the perfect offers, the perfect message, and attract these clients, right? The first piece here is to brainstorm the pains, right? Now, when I say brainstorm, you can definitely try doing it by yourself, but it's not going to be as real-time data as it would be if you asked your customers that, right? Your previous clients, check out your sales calls, all of these things, and then brainstorm these pain points, go through conversations, talk to people just to understand this. You can literally spark conversation with people, not to sell them, but to understand these pains a little bit more, right? So asking questions like, hey, what what are you struggling with, right? These are surface level pains, of course, but we just need to brainstorm first to get these in a list, right? So what do they say that they're struggling with? What common keywords and phrases do they use in describing this problem? Which is a very important piece of understanding this. A person might have a certain problem, and if you word that same problem differently, they would not resonate with it. You should speak the same language that they would use in their brains to describe the problem. It's only when you do that they would understand you. That is the subtlety of communication, unfortunately. But it is very important to figure out these certain common keywords and phrases that they use to identify the pain so that you can connect with them at a deeper level, right? So, example for this is someone may say, hey, I need more leads. This is a very surface level pain that anybody in the world could say, but it's actually not going to be deep enough to be connected to that person specifically, right? Now, this is where the second piece comes, asking why. So for each pain that you've gathered on the brainstorming session, you ask this specific question, why? Why is that a problem? Or, what does that problem entail? What keeps them up at night in worry? So this is going to tell you that specific pain that is a level deeper, that is connected to their well-being, to their psychology, to their ego, which is what you need. Okay, so when you know how this problem is going to make them feel, is the moment you can make them take action, right? So the same person who said I need more leads was public about that specific pain, but he would not be public about this pain. For example, saying I'm doubting myself because I'm not getting leads. And how does that entail to different other effects, domino effects in his life? We could definitely go deeper, but even this shows some sort of an ego being defeated. So that is why people will not disclose this publicly, but this is one of the most important things to make them take action, right? Now, third piece is the desire, and this is where you ask them the ultimate transformation that they're seeking. What do they want? So what would solving this problem or pain really give them in life? What would that change for them? So that same person might say, hey, I want to retire my parents, my children, whatever. So once you have a very clear understanding of this process, level 1, level 2, and level 3, when you have a clear understanding of this process, is when you have the pain matrix dialed in, right? Because you're not just focusing on surface level pains, just like 98% of coaches do, you're also focusing on the deeper pains, right? And their deeper pains that they never talk about. And then the desires also associated with that deeper pain, which means basically you can understand that person on a deeper, more level, that they just trust you better. When you understand what someone's thinking in their brains, or when you can explain what someone's thinking better than they can without them telling you, then they almost have us. It's like a subconscious tripwire that we have as humans in our brains. You immediately trust that person. You feel like, oh my god, this guy just knows me, understands me. Does that make sense? Once you have an understanding of these things, you put it into a document. Here's the call, the pain matrix. You just do a table, 3 by 1, and fill that in on every pain that you collect, and then you have this ginormous table, 3 by how many pains that you've collected, and that is going to be a very powerful asset for you to communicate to people, right? This is how you get their attention. This is how you make them take action. This is how you make them trust you. So this is literally one of the most important pieces that a lot of big coaches have gate kept, basically, to have a very consistent lead flow. And so by understanding these real problems that your coaching solves using the pain matrix, you can literally stop hoping for luck with virality and start strategically connecting with clients who genuinely need your help. So, leading to that stable and consistent client acquisition, which is what you've worked hard for. Anyways, I hope this was helpful. If you like this video, leave a like below, and I'll see you in the next one.